Alright, here we are with part 3 of Bare Knuckle 3, and we're heading to the subway. See those tracks? There's gonna be trains coming. Oh, as I mentioned, you can throw the guys that grab you from behind. And we've heard my opinion on that multiple times by now. So you saw the little, train car thing run by. It's got a pattern to it. It comes from the top, from the left, it comes from the bottom, from the right. It can hit enemies and it can hit you. It does do some decent damage, so try to avoid it. The pattern is set. I think it's top, bottom, top, bottom, bottom, top, top, bottom, top, and repeats from there. I think I got lucky that I didn't get hit there. So I'm going to continue along with the things people don't really like about this game. I'd say the biggest complaint next to difficulty is the story. Because there was some translation issues from American to Japanese. They cut out some of the more questionable content, and people think it's butchered, but it's a beat 'em up. Who really plays this game for the story? I don't. Not to mention the Japanese story is not any better at all. One's not worse than the other. It's all the same. I know this is a fun little trick that I always like to do at this part. Just have to wait for the train to come, and it has to come from the top, doesn't work from the bottom. Start running, they all get hit, and they're dead. Yeah. I've really run out of things to say here. This is a standard level. It's got a train running back and forth. It's nice to see that they added new gimmicks. Oh, yeah, Blaze can hit twice with a knife. She's the initial stab, and then she does another slash. Any hit with a knife from her will knock someone down, but sometimes the second hit can catch someone else. I abuse it in Stage 5. That would be her forward special with a knife. It's a good move to counter anything. Also, the knife special moves don't take anything from your health or your meter, so don't have to worry about that. I really do not have a lot to say about this stage. It's never been one of my favorites. I think Stage 5 is my favorite in the game. This was always a favorite of my brother's. He also liked the construction site, because this is probably the Streets of Rage game I played with him the most. Just because at the time our Streets of Rage 1 cartridge was broken and I hadn't bought a new one until, I was probably in high school when that happened. Of course, it was the American version of Streets of Rage 3, so we never got really far. Look at that, she just missed getting hit by the train. But okay, we're almost done this part, so... I missed the turkey. Oh well. Now. Okay. Ninjas are back. The music is barely even music. The train still comes, and it just goes back and forth. Thankfully, ninjas aren't quite as annoying in this game. They don't have invincibility frames out the ass. There is a little trick, I think I showed off here. If you hide in no, not there. But if you hide in a certain spot between the track and the little cubby where you can hide, the train will appear to hit you but do no damage, just like that. And it can bait the ninjas into hitting it. It's not foolproof, but it's a useful trick. That is her running special with a sword. Actually, something weird happens here with the sword, and I'm not sure if it's a glitch or what it was, but I'll show you. See how it's almost out of health here? Well, ninjas have a new move in this game, and let's see, it's coming up here where they can disarm you of your weapon. It doesn't do any damage, they just disarm you. I believe it's coming up here. So, see, he disarmed me, and then he picked it up, but the sword had, like, very, very little health left. Like, one more hit and it was going to disappear. When I pick it up, it's back at basically full health. And I don't know what happened, but I'm perfectly fine with it, because though it's not as overpowered as in Streets of Rage 2, the sword is still a very powerful weapon in this game, especially with Blaze, because when you do that dash move, it clips into them and then you'll end in a grab. And Blaze has very strong throws. See? Clip into them, get them in a grab. I think there's just a couple more left here. One should have a sword. There it is. Oh, get out of there. So we'll grab the turkey for some points. One of them's still alive. Ah, I saw him there. Alright, well, turkey for some points. And now we get out of a completely random horrible music track to a very awesome one. This this is my favorite track in the game. It's called Shinobi Reverse. Why? Because it's the theme from Revenge of Shinobi in reverse. And it's fucking awesome. The simplest track with probably the least effort is the best in the game. That really just goes to show how much effort they put onto the soundtrack. Well, maybe they did put a lot of effort into it, but it sucked. I'm getting off task here. Let's talk about the boss, Yamato. I find this guy to be one of the easiest bosses in the game. His moves are predictable, and you just have to beat him 3 times. Each one has a different magic move, and the first one just teleports behind you, but when he teleports he goes into a pose so you know that he's about to come. The second one will go to the top or the bottom of the screen and then split into 2, like here. You just stand in the middle and you'll avoid it. Then you get a free hit at the bottom there, although I kind of screwed it up by pulling away. The third one's probably the toughest because he has a move where he turns invisible and throws out a flurry of ninja stars that will hit you. I can't avoid them. He also has a flash step move where he dashes diagonally across the screen. It's easy to dodge, but if you get hit it'll knock you down and do some damage. Their voice samples are also different in the American version. They were one of the ones that was changed. Instead of saying Ninpo, they say magic. There's his flash step. Really easy to get out of the way of. All of Yamato's attacks are easy to get out of the way of, except for that invisible ninja star throwing. I'm not sure if I let him get a chance to show it off. I think oh, there it is. It just comes out way too fast. You can't react. Maybe with Skate, but I don't play as Skate. I don't like Skate in this game. He spins, blows up. The temple opens up, and that's it for stage 4. We'll be moving on to stage 5 in the next part, but first we got a little bit of a story scene here. Axel is talking to Zan, asking about this place, where they are, and he starts to question Zan's loyalty, because, as we know, Zan used to work for the bad guys and helped create that bomb in the beginning. which we're going to see a recap of here. And that's all they say. This scene is actually cut from the Streets of Rage 3 just because the intro scene is also cut where the bomb explodes, so they don't show it again. I think it's because the city is supposed to look a lot like New York or something, but whatever. Zan shows that he's disappointed and that he didn't mean for it all to happen and he wants to fix things. So we'll get to part 5, or stage 5 and part 4. See you then.